Hello David, Paul here. This is a final look at Scotland, which is becoming rather overgrown now, but that's okay. Right, I'm not entirely abandoning this project. The project goes on. So what am I going to do with this? Well, the superficial sort of bits of wood my family can use, but the base of the house is going to remain the Star of David shape in the periphery here, and that will remain. And it's jacked up on posts, and it will stay that way for a while. Then what I'm in the process of doing is at each apex I've got a tree planted, which is a teak tree, and I've been nursing these things on and feeding them like crazy and giving them fertilizer, and also biochar, some on there, what I can get my hands on, and just nursing them along. And I've got these things to take. It wasn't an easy task, I tell you. But they have taken. There's a one there which represents the apex of this one. There's a one over there on that one, and also there are these little garden patches which will be on the side of the house when it grows. So they're in the business of getting bigger while I'm not here. So the purpose of the bougainvillea is to just do its thing and take over if it can. So we've got bougainvillea there. This here is an apitong tree which will get grubbed out at some time in the future if it's not providing a useful purpose. And in amongst this are, I think I planted three, I'm sure I planted three mango trees which are also in this arrangement, which will grow up the side of the house, not obstructing the view. In addition to that, I've gone around, and you can't see them, but I have planted a number of trees which are at the apex of the bit that's in between. So if you can imagine a 12-sided figure, they would have trees like these here. These are already there, so I'll just let them grow. In some places I only needed to plant two because all the rest of them are in situ, ready to go, good to go. So that's that, and I get an example of a tree that's really prospering. If I take a little walk down here, the thing is, the trees, you know, you can't molly stand over them and waste your life on them. You just have to come back now and again and check them periodically. Otherwise, you know, it's like a watched kettle, isn't it? It never boils. There's another bougainvillea here, which is not showing flower yet. The leaf bracts, rather, they're not really flowers. And the best tree that I've got, my star of the whole thing, is this one. It was tipped over and it was growing bent, so I've tied it up with this rope just loosely, and I've tied it up and braced it, like making a sort of splint with the rope. And the ties are really, the stick that supports it will rot and it will cease to function, and the rope is slack, so it'll just fall off when it's done, and the tree will be stiff and it will carry on up. And I really should put an extra tree in there. I forgot about that. There's one last to go in, and at the apex over there again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase a really nice tent, buy a really nice tent, and I'm going to floor the center part of here when I come back with just some cheap cocoa lumber, probably. I'll just chop a tree down and get it machined up and make floorboards there to take a centre platform which will take a tent, and that tent will be my home whilst I'm here on Tallycut. I can stay in that tent, and I'll just put it in a big plastic barrel with a screw top when I'm finished. So that's the accommodation. And that's going to be fine at night, and in the daytime it's not going to be fine. So in the daytime I'll clear off and I'll go somewhere else. In fact, probably I'll just need to stay the night. I'm going to try and become more independent, because I'm, you know, I've got the family doing jobs for me, and you know, Nida is getting old, so it's, you know, I don't want to be burdening her with my housework, so let's not do that. So that's what I will do if I do utilise that centre part, or I may go down to Isla Rita Resort and just book a room there and stay there for the night and get the ferry the next day. So that's that. So why all these trees? What's it all about, the trees? Well, I'm adopting a different technique because the problem is with this wooden construction, it uses so much material. And you know, in the tropics, you only need lightly constructed homes. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to continue to develop the floor area. And these trees are support points for the house. And where one tree joins, the line that joins one tree to another tree, in that arrangement, I will fix, actually I'm wondering where there's a tree that should be here for this apex. It should have its own, thingy tree. It should have its own teak tree. I better check that. So I must have the 6 going. The 12 don't matter too much, but the 6 are vitally important. Okay. So what you do is you run a length of rebar between each of them, and then that fastens them together. So that now you've got a tensile member, which is the rebar running across between the trees. And then the rebar is just peanuts. It's so cheap. It's about £2 a length, 3 maximum. You connect all the trees with rebar, and eventually the tree swallows the rebar. You just tie it to the tree, and then the tree grows around the rebar and engulfs it. So now you have something to take the tensile loads, and then you put tensile ropes on here to tension the thing, and then you've got the ability to hang your wall off it. And you can hang something like bamboo, or you can hang screens of some kind or material or whatever you like, whilst the whole thing grows. And ditto the top, run branches across the top. I've seen it done. You can make flat branch systems, train them to form roofs and all sorts. So this is primarily going to be a construction of trees, and it will construct itself under my guidance. So basically all I am is a guide to the program which is just going to run, which the program being grow a tree. The tree knows how to grow itself, but you got to grow where I tell you to grow, and that's that. And then as time goes on, these trees will be able to take compressive loads and whatever, and that's it basically. I can, for the tensile system, I can also put a reinforcing length of wood beside it whilst the tree is fattening up. So that's what I should have done at first. I should have come to this site, surveyed it, gone around, measured all of the areas where I wanted the trees to be put, and put them in. But, you know, no point in crying over spilt milk. It's done now, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I just got to give up on that, and that's it. So that's it for now. I'm off to Sorcegon to start doing some work with my girlfriend there on her house, trying to make it a bit better for the kids. Primarily it's for the kids. And then up to the UK to do some teaching, and then to Portugal to do more work on the house, or back to Sorcegon, depending on the season and how much teaching I've had done and how much money I've made and all sorts. My future is decided by the arrival of money, by whatever means it arrives. The British government took our winter fuel allowance, which I would have got off them, and that would have made a difference to me. That would have advanced my project Snow End. So here, it seems like there is no... Oh yes, there is. Oh dear me. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is the apex tree. Oh dear, that's not good. This is the apex tree for this corner, and it seems it's dead. So what do I do? Well, I can plant a new baby one there, and I can also hope that this thing comes back. I think it probably will. It's got a bit of green there, which implies that it's not actually dead, it's just lost all its leaves. So we'll just see how that goes. There are so many baby trees here. Like here, for example, I'm not sure if they're teak trees, but there are so many baby teak trees that they could actually just substitute in for their missing partner. At the very least, I need to have 3 trees which are fully grown to build on, because as you remember, this system works on 3 trees, and 3 trees get chopped down, and then 3 trees get grown, and so on. Oh, that's very, very, very disappointing. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Never mind. Okay, so last pan around Scotland. Can't see the sea there, but if you get up the top you will, and as this house slowly elevates, it will be in full view of the sea and the mountains and everything. It'll be a terrific place, just as soon as I get it all grown and up. So, the main thing is the base. The main thing is the base. So, Jesus be with you.